Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you another Crosskeys match. And we have TjMaelstrom versus prdwong. And on commentary today, I'm very pleased to be joined by Caliber and Mila84. And how you doing today, gentlemen?
We are doing all right. This is all put together a little bit last minute. We had a race that was supposed to be up an hour ago, but fell through for a little bit last. So instead, we're bringing you this race.
Mute myself so I can get in touch with the runners. And thank you very much. We should be off fairly shortly.
I'm also doing well. This was very last minute, but I did make it in time. So.
Really bad echo off of something.
That's on my end?
I think off of the restream. Okay. Sorry, we're so last minute we haven't done sound check yet. Sorry, crowd. Right, apologies everybody for the lack of commentary for a second there. We're just sorting out some audio issues in the background. It's just me. It's just me. It's entirely my fault. All right. We are off. TJ starting with the sanctuary start. See how that works out. The starting at the castle is not a great long-term starting location, but it is better than nothing. Or, saves you a trip up here later.
Okay, does this sound better?
Yes, I think it was 50% my fault and 50% your fault. So
yeah, I did my ceiling fan on. So, all right.
TJ started at the sanctuary, and it was at the castle. Now starts at Link's house to get that bow that prdwong already has. Looks like TJ is going to follow up this, go back into the sort of more conventional opening of the Wuhan. Whereas,
so yeah, I do know TJ pretty much always starts at the sanctuary.
It's more volatile than any other opening you can make, but at least some of the sanctuary starting locations are really worth checking out.
We're getting a fake flipper check from prdwong. Heading towards the... So I have to wait to see which side he got off first. Heading towards the witch's hut, which will not be the witch's hut, so...
Boy, we are badly desynced.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, you're like a minute behind. I think. Maybe I'm a minute behind.
If you already saw that, then I'm behind.
prdwong is just heading to the witch's hut now on my screen. Oh. Sorry, Nore, it's all your fault. TJ following the Super Bunny connector. For the Moon Pearl. 2-minute Moon Pearl makes connector following a lot more exciting for the rest of the seed. And, looks like this lets out at the mountain, so TJ will short find the old man for the extra save and quit spot. That's a connector that we might be checking in a minute. And TJ remembers not to hop down. Do that entrance last. The bottom left entrance you should basically always do last. It looks like TJ is now rescuing the old man in the dark. Hard to provide commentary on. We'll assume it's going all right. Without even any bombs, you can't even use quick swap to try to find the door, detect the door transition, which is kind of annoying.
And I am finally caught up. It only took me close to 4 minutes.
Welcome. They got to the mountain. TJ is trying to save the old man in the dark. We don't know how it's going. With no arrows and no bombs, it's a bit exciting.
Kind of funny though that if you try to shoot an arrow, it does make the bow appear. So he's kind of using that as a form of echolocation, and he's decided to give up.
So he might now be screwed if. Okay, he didn't make it as far as the old man, so
Yes.
that's could have gone worse, I guess.
Yeah, I've had that happen where I get lost in there, and it's like, I'll come back later, and you save and quit and restart there. You're like, I guess I'm doing it now.
The worst I've ever seen was an Randomizer seed where there was somebody found the front of Old Man Rescue and the back of Old Man Rescue had a bunch of crystal rollers in it, and they forfeited like 12 minutes. Like, there's no way I could do this. Which fortunately doesn't happen in Crosskeys. prdwong successfully rescues the old man and finds the dam on the mountain. Good find. TJ goes back to doing Houlihan, which they both aborted earlier due to finding Super Bunny.
Did we see what this actual drop down was? Not the Houlihan?
I assume so. I wasn't paying attention. I assume TJ's not a crazy person who checked it.
Yes. And it looks like PRD is going to explore the mountain. And TJ finds the back of Skullwoods.
Yeah, prdwong was here like 15 seconds, and I think got nothing of particular interest. It's, I mean, it's always nice to find the boss locations in accessible locations, but of course, they got a Skullwood small key, so I guess in principle.
I think they need a sword to be able to get to Mothula.
And a fire source. A fire rod if you want to do it actually in logic, but you definitely need a fire source of some description. And some bombs. It's only a lamp. With the Moon Pearl already in hand, prdwong is
vanilla fortune teller.
Check the Dark World Death Map drops, or entrances as well. It's a bit spooky to be given the Moon Pearl at 2 minutes into a Crosskeys seed.
Yeah, it's not something you want to find right away.
TJ gonna follow this connector. That bomb jump is really easy.
Yep.
You just walk into the corner. And this transition is in logic. I guess it's not without the hook shot.
Well, he's not getting back in that way.
Well, this gets TJ to Dark World Death Mountain.
It does.
Exciting camera things happen there because you're not supposed to be that close to the bottom of the screen.
I wonder if walking out of GT while it's not open has something to do with that.
Here's the Houlihan drop, and it's just $5. So we are not coming. I'm not going to go to get with that.
Another dark room. He's going to save and quit. PRD. Houlihaning. It is kind of surprising, though. Outside of the Houlihan, I don't think either runner has found a lot, if any, money. TJ only has 226, and PRD only has 225, 227 now.
Look at how rich they both are. I would hope. I mean, they other than convenience, there's nothing super important to find money for early. So,
and maybe bottle vendor. That'd be about it.
I feel like by the time you get through Kakariko, you usually have $100. And they both have found a source of bombs. I think they both picked up the 10 bomb pack somewhere on Death Mountain. So. So the sort of usual, most important thing to get money for early bomb access isn't necessary here. It's been annoying that they've had this arrow, this bow and arrow. This is, I guess, no arrow. This bow for 9 minutes and haven't found a single arrow crop yet.
Normally it's the other way around, where the game keeps feeding you arrows and no bow.
Yeah.
There's the front of Desert Palace, the main entrance. TJ is going to save that for later.
Yeah, I can't blame him. It's like 2 bad connectors and 1 very slow item.
Yeah.
He'll do it at some point, but not excited to do it quickly. I believe prdwong just did the back of Escape for precisely nothing of interest.
TJ also did the back of Escape, and it was junk. And TJ has made it to Kakariko.
prdwong has the old man saving quit, and it appears to be at Sahasrara today, which is not a super location for a saving quit spot. You really want that to be somewhere either hard to get to or next to a bunch of other entrances. We'll see if he remembers to check the back exit in reasonably promptly. You're going to follow a connector. That one's pretty good. Jinxie Girl's house only has 1 arrow in it.
It's the first arrow of the game.
First arrow of the game.
I think he just used it to shoot a chicken, so...
Apparently TJ is not interested in his weapon actually being useful. So, prdwong has found something that's actually good, which is Paradox.
Paradox.
Meyer Small in the back of the tavern, otherwise, which is fine.
And there's Eastern Palace. Eastern is actually not logically clearable without a fire source, but I'm sure TJ can navigate the dark rooms just fine, but he doesn't have arrows, so...
And a big key, which is also a handy thing to have.
There's
prdwong...
hookshot and flippers in Paradox.
Yeah. Hookshot is a really, really, really good early find. It's like, like the 3rd or 4th best item in the game, I think. Especially before you have the boots. And the Paradox connector even let out in the Village of Outcasts. So, get some checks in here. This allows me to Kakariko, so... hopefully, I might have been trying to get up there. Back to the Village of Outcasts via this nice short connector.
Yep. And it's always good to get that out of the way, because like those 3 entrances that are kind of isolated away can be really hard to find at times.
Yeah, I mean, really what prdwong would like to find is a mirror and a glove before going back there, and then get the other 4 entrances that haven't yet been found.
TJ has found the big key to Hera in the Kakariko drop down.
Is this Vanilla Well? Yes, it is.
Yep.
So that's the drop down you really don't want to be behind Agatu, because there's enough things in there that's... Oh, never mind.
The boots.
Those were like the hook shot, except even faster. The well being behind Agatu is a nice way to talk yourself into doing the Ganon Tower climb, and sometimes it's correct and sometimes it's not, and there's no way to tell ahead of time.
You also don't want to see it at the lumberjack.
Yeah. There's
They
swamp.
has found another dungeon. Swamp Palace is in the fortune teller's house.
A bunch of boss accessible locations eventually.
Yes.
Yeah. So with 231 rupees in hand, prdwong not interested in picking up pots for money.
Another vanilla drop down in the Lost Woods.
I missed how which connector got Mr. Wong up to the mountain.
I also did, but takes an unfortunate overworld death there. See if he goes back to do what he was already doing. There's the mirror.
The mirror just sitting in Lost Woods. Been there for 15 minutes and nobody's bothered to go get it. Alright, Mirror Moon Pearl boots. TJ might not have any weapons yet, but...
The back of Hookshot Cave is in the log entrance.
I'm not sure why TJ...
In the front of Hookshot Cave is where prdwong currently is.
Nice.
So we know he's not... Is he going to take... Yep.
So
He'll be coming out in the Lost Woods here, so he will find his mirror very shortly.
It is not... I think that's the second different runner I've seen try to open up the back doors of Hookshot Cave thinking there was a bomb shop back there, and then there is not. There's fairies and more fairies.
Doesn't have the hookshot, unfortunately, so he can only check that one chest. But there was nothing in there anyway, so...
I'm surprised TJ didn't go out the front with Mirror and Boots. Mirror Pearl. Well, you know.
Got Magic Bat at the lumberjack. That's also something that's scary to see sometimes.
Yeah, you'd really like one of the verifiable items at the bat. So you can tell
or the useless fairy.
Or the useless fairy. Or heck, like even Ganon's not so bad, right? Like at least you know you have to do the thing. Like it makes the total seed time longer, but in a competitive situation that doesn't matter what you want.
Yeah.
If you think you're the better of the two runners, you would like to minimize risk. So, with all the stuff that prdwong has, a bunch of tier 1 checks to make. You know, hasn't made to Kakariko yet. There's useless fairies. We don't have to come back to the graveyard.
The sanctuary?
Yep.
He's just a little indecisive there. Decides to save and quit.
See if we can get Shop Sanity added to this tournament for next year, Telethar. I wouldn't be opposed, actually. But
I wouldn't be playing in it, but I'd like to watch it or commentate on it.
So, to me, Shop Sanity combined with Entrance is a reasonable combination of things. It just makes a few more entrances worth going to. It makes the money that you inevitably wind up with slightly more useful. And here are the boots.
PRD is doing all the things TJ just did, but in the reverse order. And I do think walking out of Ganon's tower like that is what causes the camera to get a little wonky.
Yeah, it's
Just happened again. It's fixed now, but
it's not like a it's not. Only rarely does a useful connector come out there, so I guess we
yeah.
shouldn't be expected to see it that often. Here's Dragon
There's
Tower.
castles.
Um,
TJ is going to get the first chest, it looks like. And probably mirror out.
doing bomb fast guards is going to be fun. Alright. That was not perfectly executed.
It wasn't. I mean, only thing they really had. He's going to bail on this play, but they only have arrows and bombs, like both runners. I mean,
Yeah. I think TJ wanted to do bomb chin yards and arrow fast guards, but I believe the answer to what is in his bottle is nothing.
prdwong gets his unique item out of the back of the chicken house.
TJ going for round 3 of going through Double Rock as a connector.
Yep.
It is actually a nice quick connector. It's kind of funny.
It is, and now he doesn't have to bomb jump to get through that. He can just bonk through it, which is always fun to do.
First, TJ going to rescue the old man. Now much easier with the scuffs on the floor.
We know that it lets you out. It's the hospital, but we haven't seen the connector yet, so. And the connector is a dark room, but it's probably the easiest one in the game, so.
Yeah. I think it is. I think you're right in that it's one of the easiest quests in the game. On the other hand, people don't necessarily know it as well as they know like the Eastern Dark Room, which is certainly more difficult. But I think that basically everybody knows how to do it. Speaking of Eastern, prdwong, A, remembering that he has the hook shot, and B, doing a full Eastern dip with bow and boots. It's not really getting any faster later, so.
Nope. No big key, but coming back just to kill the boss, if you even have to, it might be a pendant. Doesn't take that much time.
And it still takes longer than you'd really like, and there's not. I mean, this is really only a 4-item dip. You can't even do the big loop around for. Sorry, he can't do the big chest yet. So I know a lot of runners will put this off forever. But he's a little bit running low on other things to do. So, I mean, that's totally a lie. He has access to the entire Dark World. I'm kind of surprised that prdwong is doing this. Books. And TJ gets the interesting news that Light World Bumper Cave is an exitable location. You would much rather come out at the Dark World entrance there, because you, 1, get the thing, and 2, can mirror over to get to the otherwise inaccessible Light World entrance. That's a thing ticked off the list that you're going to have to come back for. Have they not found any good No, Pretty Wong has a connector to glitch podcasts. I'm really surprised that we're not getting as much mirroring as we could be at the moment.
Yeah, now TJ's going to do his Eastern dip.
Are you surprised by this?
Kind of, but not really. He might just be like, I can get 4 items here before I leave the area and do other things, so...
Yeah, and I guess they don't have any really good way to get back to Kakariko. You know, it's not like Eastern is sort of right next to the save and quit spot or anything. So. I think we'll see Pretty Wong actually, after these checks, actually walk through desert, because he's otherwise done a sweep. Pretty Wong successfully sets up hook speed and then walks into half a dozen things before getting to the next entrance. Still faster, I think, but
it is, but it's really frustrating when that happens. I feel like that does happen a lot, especially in Death Mountain with all the dead rocks and the falling cabbages.
Yeah, the really top tier runners that can hook speed their way through Death Mountain and not hit anything impress me. I sure can't do that.
We are going to get a desert dip as well. Nice bonk over the mud pit.
Off a little bit.
I didn't even know you could do that, so...
There's a good reason not to do the Eastern dip yet.
Hey, you guys should have dipped desert first.
Oh. Let's dip Bombos too while we're here. Check our hint tile. It doesn't say anything anymore. I guess, at least for the sake of the audience, both runners are going to feel dumb about getting their Eastern Big T shortly after doing their Eastern dip.
Yep.
Ooh.
Rando gonna rando.
So, Pretty Wong finds the Turtle Rock Bridge. He finds the left exit, which is the less good one by a very slight amount. There's always a connector to the right-hand side, if I remember correctly. Yes, there's always a connector to the right-hand side, but not necessarily one to the left-hand side of the Turtle Rock Connector Bridge.
Go from one dungeon to another, from desert to pod. Unless he finds a small key, he's only going to be able to get these other 2 items.
Or a hammer.
Oh yeah, or hammer.
Would actually get a bunch more items.
It would be like this game to put the hammer on the Bowlock side of pod.
It would. Logic don't care about your convenience. TJ finds only 20 rupees at Desert Ledge, having gotten spat out of Desert Right, I believe.
Yeah, Desert Right is never a place you want to come out of.
You don't mind coming up there once. Especially if you haven't been over there yet. And TJ finds Meyer. Has the ability to go in here, has one small key, chooses to make the dip.
I feel like we found a lot of dungeons already. Only 27 minutes in.
This second room with only bow seems like, and 3-heart green mail seems like not a ton of fun, but
I think TJ likes to live dangerously, so
only got BMOs twice. I missed the right-hand side check on the Rock Connector Bridge.
it was a dark room, so I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, if the runners are really on top of things, you can tell them all apart pretty easily, just with boots. But it's much harder to do from the commentary position because we don't have we know which buttons they're holding down.
the back of Desert is on right side Death Mountain. So PRD goes and grabs the key, and now it looks like he's going to do Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, and with the back of Escape being accessible, I expect to see a full front of Escape plus Dark Cross here.
He is down to 1 heart. In fact, both of our runners are, so...
If prdwong gets has trouble with 1 heart Hyrule Castle, I'll be kind of sad.
Just pick up the 2nd heart just for insurance.
And TJ with only 3 heart green mail and no invincibility item can't pick up Spike Chest, which is sad.
Yep, let's hope for his... he did get a fairy, but let's hope for his sake it's nothing important.
All the way back around to do Spike Chest again, having powdered that anti-fairy? Oof. Looks like yes.
Yeah, I kind of get it. You don't want to leave anything behind if possible, so...
Yeah. Fortunately or unfortunately, this check is actually out of logic in the absence of items that they don't have.
Does pull it off before getting spiked to death. It's just a small key.
Just a small key to a swamp.
Yeah, Swamp Palace.
Otherwise known as one of the 5 most important keys in the game.
Didn't click in my mind it was Swamp at first. It's like, oh wait, that's like one of those trolley keys.
I kind of wish
like the Castle Tower Smalls.
That the devs could color the keys in Key Sanity. Different colored, whatever, 10 or 11 colors. I'm a little bit surprised that TJ is running all the way over to Istrad area, given that... Oh no, I guess prdwong knows that there's a connector over here. Yeah. In the Dark World. But I'm surprised TJ is doing this in the Light World anyway. Do you remember where Paradox Cave was and how TJ hasn't found it yet?
I don't remember how he already got there. There's the other desert entrance. We'll take a quick heart refill.
All the way back up to 3.
So this game really wants them to do desert, but it's not giving them the big key. Giving them everything else.
Or the small key. But TJ would be best paid to go in there now. And I assume he will. Nothing else to do. Go get the items out of the back and run around to the left-hand side. I'm not entirely sure where PRD is going back, why he's going back over to the left-hand side of Death Mountain.
Maybe there's something he didn't check. Oh, I guess he's gonna do swamp. You get the swamp small, so...
Did he just forget to drain the dam last time I was here?
Maybe. That's actually TJ got the swamp small, not PRD, so...
I'm not sure what's up with that. That was highly weird. So when hints were still on, there was a weak argument for not draining the dam if it was somewhere really convenient, because you could get the hint before you got the flippers. But that's not true anymore. So. TJ gets the medium exciting news about the location of the old man save and quit. Mm-hmm. I'm still kind of sad that both the runners are... Where are you going? TJ apparently forgets how to get from Saha to the eastern.
Just a slight detour. He's fine.
More aggressively fighting this.
So PRD is going to check the chest that TJ didn't get, because he died trying to bomb the guards. It's just a heart. Kind of funny. We're over a half hour in. TJ still has 3 hearts. whereas PRD has 6. But
Yeah, that's and a mail upgrade.
based on the way TJ's kind of been living dangerously, I do not have his sound on, but I imagine there's a lot of beeping. So I feel like he's
I
been
do
a
have
one
his
heart
sound
this
on.
whole run.
But he at least hasn't got beeping set to fast. Here's where Paradox Cave is. Loop 5.
And PRD is doing the other end of the old man connector, so that's going to take him... Oh, that's good to find. Cannot break the barrier, because he only has... She doesn't have a sword, so there's Sick Kid on the right side.
So the game, I think this game, they have enough stuff that this won't happen. But it can be logically required for you to defeat Aga 1 to open that door.
It can. I've seen it happen. TJ's going to get his flippers and hook shot.
And it's kind of cruel for the game, by the way, to put a hook shot in the back of an obnoxious hook shot room. There's the mail upgrade. And I'm pretty sure prdwong went out the bottom to get to Village of Outcast. So TJ's going to show us the top exit to Paradox. Easy in logic. They're both in logic. I give it that they have in the middle.
Yeah, finding the hook shot there is just like, well, I could have used this 30 seconds ago. Not the worst I've seen, though. I've seen the Hera big key in the basement with the hook shot in the big chest.
Bad news. The third exit to Paradox is at Waterfall, and TJ don't have the money for that yet. Having done Houlihan and still only having 300 rupees half an hour in is impressive. On the other hand, getting spat out of Village of Outcast is excellent with shield and
so that's where this
here.
connector was.
Yeah.
Going straight to Thieves Town entrance. Another connector. We actually saw PRD do this. Yeah, I remember the dancing lady.
Yep.
This is Saha's. That's how he got here. Neither runner has found a glove yet, but DJ just hook-shotted through the rock that comes to life into the other one.
And
PRD did just find a glove.
Yeah, a glove and a plastic shield. Which one of those would you rather have?
I'm gonna go with the glove.
Yeah. That's an excellent... So both Thieves Town is an excellent place to find. It's an item cave that's not too terribly obnoxious, as well as a relatively low percentable dungeon, and it has a glove in it. And there's even a glove entrance right here.
Provides him with a delicious truffle.
Is that what we're calling it now? TJ, having found the Easter's Big Key, is back in action.
I don't think PRD did not go back after fighting that big key, so TJ is going to be the first to clear a dungeon here.
Elithar, yes, there is a connection to GT. It's Turtle Rock left. You sure? There.
Eastern and Swamp are the red crystals.
So we already have Swamp Small, and a Flipper, and a Hookshot, and we have full clearable Eastern, and we have a Dam accessible.
PRD does not have the Swamp Small.
Sure, but these are all like things that are already accessible.
Yes.
You want to put bets on some things in the pyramid track?
It would seem so. This game could be weird, though. It can basically scream at you to do something and then not pay it off.
Yeah.
Hey, where did TJ find that Swamp Small? I remember commenting, oh, it's just a small, then like, oh, right, it was the Swamp Small, though. I don't remember where it was, though. Spike chest and mire, right?
Mire spike chest. It's amongst the more rude location, which is admittedly not in logic yet. Not until they get a
See if TJ can get his Armos quick kill. And, oh, gets hit, but he can still salvage it, I think.
and nope, no salvage.
Well, we got the red Armos. But we also got a red crystal, so.
And really peppy music. Like I don't know what MSU pack TJ is using, but it's that's some stylish music. We failed to mention that prdwong found a connector to the Mire main entrance, which one takes that off the list of potential mid-select locations. This whole area off the list of potential mid-select locations, as well as gives 8 entrances to check. Pretty good parts to find. Telethar, Spike Chest is in logic with either an invincibility item or a particular pair of heart containers, I think. The logic for Spike Cave, and I think that chest includes a couple of heart containers that are included in the item logic, but to avoid slowing the whole process down, most of the heart containers are in the convenience item list, which is not impacted by item logic. But of course, you can't tell which one of the heart containers it is that logic cares about. Is that explanation clear, co-commentator?
Yes, and I'm glad that you are much more knowledgeable of this stuff than I am.
I have worked on the code a little bit. Not a ton. I'm not like a main dev, but I made some changes. So
when TJ did the spike chest, he only had 3 hearts, which meant it was out of logic for him. But since there were also hearts available to him, would that put it into logic?
Depending on which hearts. So there's basically some secretly 1 or 2 of the hearts. I think it's 2 of the hearts are in the logical item pools. Whereas the rest of the hearts are in with like the bombs and arrows and stuff in the game will just put them wherever. And so if you have to do the spike cave with just hearts, or spike chest with just hearts, it's a particular heart in the set.
Jay has found red mail and his fighter shield in Skullwoods. There's also a shield in Thieves Town.
Oh boy, the most exciting of all of the items. Super Bubble World, yes. It has been. And in fact, in general, the logic in Crosskeys is a little bit more generous with requirements for things than the main game. There's no, for one thing, there's no what's so-called advanced logic, but even beyond that, things like laser bridge have always required real invisibility items. prdwong now making its Mire dip with hook shot and a bow. This room is slightly easier, as well as armor and some hearts.
He will hopefully be getting his Swamp Small.
Yeah.
I think they've already found Swamp, so it'll be fully clearable. Except for the
you need a
big
hammer
chest.
as well.
Oh, they do need a hammer.
To knock down the
That's
little
right.
hoop things. Yeah, now that hammer can be in the first couple of chests in Swamp.
It can.
Really impolite. Wow, everybody believes in the pyramid. Or doesn't believe in the pyramid. Yes. The dam is at the old man front door. So yes, they both got there. I missed prdwong picking up the Meyer big chest, which makes this tip that little much better.
He does have the Meyer big key that TJ does not, but TJ has found the pyramid fairy. There's a glove. In the dark chapel.
Actually, that when they made inverted, they had to name that place because they had to call it something. With just a heart container on bumper ledge, that's one less thing to really worry about in terms of connectors.
Yeah.
And,
there's the back of Bumper Cave. Almost at his vanilla entrance, just slightly north. How happy is TJ to find the glove there?
Yeah. prdwong signing up for the flipper checks that haven't yet been done. I'm a little bit sad to see him swim all the way up to Hobo. I guess they haven't found any way to pod area. I mean, they can just swim there. The lack on both sides of interest in using their mirrors makes me a little bit sad.
They're going to have to use them at some point.
Yeah, I'm not going to say definitely wrong, but it feels bad to have had the mirror for as long as they have without having done sort of nice, clean, back and forth checks.
Okay, TJ's going to check a couple mirror checks now. Graveyard Ledge and Kingston.
It just requires mirror checks. I just want them to go fast. Go fast.
Does not require the mirror for Kingston, but without mitts, that's the only way you can get there. So.
I still don't understand why the game in its infinite wisdom thinks you need boots to open that. Like, what? Like, how did they code this grave and the other grave differently? Like, what is that?
Is it even a tomb? I mean, it's just like a stairwell and a long hallway, then a chest. Like, who's buried there?
I mean, presumably in the tomb is the king, or in the chest is the king's whole body, and we're just like ripping him off.
We get, looks like a catfish check from TJ.
You have his $500 yet? Oh god, coming up here second time without Zora money is miserable.
Okay, TJ is about as good at saving money in this game as I am in real life. That is true, Lemming. TJ does hate doing catfish, so I'm surprised to see him do it this early, but TJ is a bit notorious for last location in catfish. He's gonna go up and maybe hope to get like a rupee horde on the ledge, I guess. I don't know.
The whole way around again. I mean, you might as well. You're here.
Oh, there's a sword there, so
go get that. But I mean, his opponent is here and is gonna get to check Zora while he's here. If Zora has anything, TJ's leaving that behind forever.
Yeah, not only that, but PRD already has a sword. I missed where that was.
I called it out, and then I probably forgot.
So it'd be kind of funny if Zora also had a sword, but he does not.
Does not. You can see the magic of progressive sword coding as both runners pick up the same sword at roughly the same time, and it's a different sword.
Sword was in Mini Moldworm Cave at Ice Rod Cave Rock. Thank you.
Nori keeps really good notes.
Yes.
All right, TJ. So, TJ knew that this was a connector to the tank when he bothered to bomb open the back.
And he gets a 300 drop immediately after leaving the Zora area. I'm sure he's happy about that. He's going to check the old man connector.
This goes somewhere good, if I recall correctly.
I
Of
believe
course,
it took you to Dark Death Mountain?
that sounds right.
It was
no, and TJ once again gets to be miserable and walk past
Stick
it.
Kid had. And Stick Kid's also going to give him 300, so. This game likes rubbing salt in the wound, doesn't it?
Yep. First you cash the paychecks, then you go talk to the scam artist.
Although he's not really missing out on Zora. He doesn't know that, but
No.
it's just 10 arrows, so.
And TJ is going to run through the screen you never run through as the fastest way back to the North Light World, given the 7 quit points they have. I swear they have enough connectors that something should have gone up here, but they have flippers. Surely flippers could solve this problem. Oh well. All right, here's that swamp.
TJ's Yep. Let me say, if the hammer is in like one of the first two chests, it'll be a very big advantage for TJ.
Yep. And prdwong now has Titan's mitts, which are not dead, but given they found a way to mire already, there's only like 3 entrances in the smith chain locked behind mitts. So. Yeah, the runners have a bunch of connectors to the Dark World. They all go to the mountain, other than the ones that suck.
The one goes to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, but it goes there from Flute 5, which is not a place that they're particularly excited to run to. So, now that so in other words, prdwong shouldn't leave this mirror portal behind for a while. Though, unlike TJ, actually has conventional Dark World access. And here's TJ's Thieves' Dip. He already
He will be getting his Titan's mitts and his fire shield.
So, given that this seed was relatively wide open relatively quickly, I'm actually kind of surprised at how much all the same stuff the two runners have. The various
they've done the same things, but in different orders.
Yeah. And none of the things they've gotten have really sort of taken them.
Definitely no clear path of what to do.
Yeah.
I do think there will be like at least one thing that'll just break the seed wide open.
Yeah, both hammer and cane have the potential to be that item.
Especially if Hammer is somewhere terrible like Ice Palace.
Yeah. TJ finds Capacity Fairy. Not interested. I think I would go in and buy the bomb capacity upgrade. He's rich now. And yeah, it's just nice to have. Checks the middle drop, which is otherwise hard to get to. It's changed to. The entrance below it is also actually often kind of obnoxious, but they have Titan Spits now, so it's not anymore. It's Hype Cave.
Yeah, I believe PRD was actually already here, and it's nothing, but... That's where you got the Mire Big.
Yeah. Which was nothing of interest, so...
It's required, though, to beat... unless Mire's a pendant.
But I don't expect to see TJ redipping Mire. That's also, if that check was something important, it would be really bad for TJ here, because he's not going to go and just check that big chest until the cane turns up at the very least. The pod big is in the Skullwood's big chest. That is impolite. TJ already got it, but it is an impolite location for that. I warn you ahead of time, Rotheb, that schedule is highly subject to change. There are a lot of matches for the Crosskeys tournament every week, and often the streams come together at pretty late notice. So check back frequently. TJ gets the good news, bad news about crystals, red crystals, including that he has one already. We're just in there, TJ. Looks like prdwong is going back to Paradox to use it as a connector to Village of Outcasts. Not.
Kind of makes sense, because there's still some unexplored entrances in the Dark World.
Yeah. Yeah, but he can just freaking lift the rock and go through the portal now.
Oh, yeah.
Might still be faster, but it's close. Rotheb, a very few matches are being restreamed on the Crystal Company, or by the Crystal Company, but not a ton. I assume that after making the mirror check at the race game, prdwong is going to pick up Smiths. The Smiths are vanilla today, so it's a quick and easy check. And here's Sasha.
We got M. Knight Sahasrahla, and Mire is the green pendant. I call him, and a flute.
And a flute.
I call him M. Knight Sahasrahla because I feel like he always has a plot twist waiting in his closet.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but I did just for you. I enjoy that prdwong checked what he had to say twice. Like, really? Mire? This is some rich man's big game here.
Yeah, lots of reds. Of course, they don't really need money. And silvers.
Those are certainly not required, but they'll save what, like a minute over the rest of the speed, something like that.
Yeah, they're just a luxury item. They're just nice to have, kind of like the lamp.
The lamp is sometimes actually hard required.
It's logically required, but most runners can do without it.
Most of the time, not always. Sometimes you need it to get like to desert. In fact, I did a race last week where Landmo had the fire rod, and the fire rod was otherwise required. So sometimes you actually need the lamp.
The Smiths in their vanilla location. Yes.
Yep. Handy
Right.
because
They have a very poor business model. They charge you 10 rupees for 20. I don't know how they stay in business.
surprised.
I'm surprised you didn't grab the purple chest, but
I assume this is off to go turn on the flute, but this seems like the long way around for a shortcut.
still could have grabbed the chest first and activated the
Yes.
flute.
Or could I try to grab the chest before going over to the smith area? Like this is definitely not perfect execution, people.
Well, that's not the most egregious thing.
No, it's not. And I mean, Crosskeys races very rarely come down to, a minute, but you can easily lose yourself 5 or 10 minutes over the course of a seed with minor execution errors. Apparently, we're not interested in the purple chest. Potion shop's just up here. The first of the flute checks, prdwong. $20 for that truffle today. TJ finds Spiral Cave in the minor area and is not excited.
It was like a high quality truffle. You probably could have got a lot more for it, but and prdwong's finally gonna go finish up Eastern. I say finally, but like they have been like busy doing stuff. So
Yeah.
just
the
feels like
hour
forever
mark
ago. It feels like forever ago that TJ did it. So
TJ gonna mirror over to check Desert Main. Also a one-way connector. That's 2 one-way connectors out of the mire area, which is kind of annoying, given that the connector to the mire area is terrible. I think they've peaked Spec Rock 4, which is why TJ's doing Spiral Connector first.
I recall this was nothing when PRD did it. It was a small key to Meyer.
One of the actually completely useless small keys.
Yep. Especially now that we know Meyer's the green pendant. Well, TJ doesn't know that, but PRD and everyone else does.
I feel like PRD is ahead on just raw checks overall. The usual proxy that you can use for that is just hearts collected, but it feels that way, that he's just more efficiently read the seed so far.
DJ finally finds his way to pod, but he's not going to get very far without the hammer.
Yeah, and without
surprisingly,
any small keys somehow.
Yeah, I was going to say, neither runner has found a pod small yet. They both have the pod big, but now PRD is doing the purple chest.
Yeah, and presumably picking up K45 and Stumpy on the way. somehow bonks the bush dash there. There's the
There's the hammer.
That's been
Oh,
available since the second minute. I think that's a Sphere 1 check. Because they had a Dark World connector to this part of the Dark World in the first 5 minutes, and a Moon Pearl in the first 2 minutes. So,
Tower of Hera is at key 45. Now, he left the purple chest sitting outside. I'm wondering if he'll full clear Hera, or I don't think he has the big key, so can Hera pot. He does have the big key, so
I would
it is fully
expect
clearable.
both a Hera pot and a full clear. Go back and pick up the purple chest later. Unless this is a pendant. If this is a pendant, it doesn't delete the purple chest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So the cutscene that no longer exists with crystals, I'm pretty sure is the follower that deletes your followers. Whereas pendants don't. I mean, I don't know if it's the sparkle animation or what, but anyway. They had to do some nonsense to make the followers not be just totally horrible in Crosskeys, but as a result, you get some really weird interactions. My favorite one is that if you talk to the uncle, he deletes the follower. Nice Moldworm fight.
A combination of hammer and sword spins. TJ finds checkerboard, which is just a heart container.
This rock here is something good.
The chouse,
Oh, I thought it was something good.
and it's a vanilla 300.
Oh, this is where Nori lied to us. The Lake Hylia Island is the mini Moldworm cave, which has whatever it was in it.
Sword.
You got. Yes. TJ is unfortunately going to leave behind, heading straight back to Blitzbeck.
And it looks like Tower of Hera was a regular crystal.
Yeah. And I can understand not going back for another copy of the purple chest, but I don't really want to go back and do that later either.
And you might get to see what it is on TJ's side. Although I imagine he'll probably see Hera on the way and decide to full clear it as well. So
Yeah. And TJ doesn't have a flute. So I think it's more likely to just walk straight back here and pick up the purple chest.
he doesn't have a flute, but he will probably be getting it here.
Yeah. Both of them are going to feel kind of bad about leaving Stumpy for this long. Not because it's a particularly convenient check to make at any point, but just because it's so early in the logic. The feels bad moment. I lost track of drops. We didn't see Ganon anywhere in the Light World, did we?
I have not seen Ganon yet, which means he's probably
The
in his
pyramid?
vanilla spot.
Oh, Sammy thinks we saw Ganon. Okay.
Oh, we did. I missed it.
Excellent. So that means there's a one-item location.
And
No,
is
that means
the
Uncle's
magic?
pyramid, I think. Pyramid item's a small key, which we're going to go pick up because we're not crazy. Well, plenty of those we need, including many pod smalls. Or maybe not. Maybe all the pod smalls are useless. It's unlikely. And prdwong taking the chance to check the middle entrance here on top of the castle. Nice to remember. It's nothing, but
Yeah.
good to check that off the list of things to do. I think this is a pod area check.
TJ's gonna go activate his flute.
There's catfish. PRD has already cleared out the entire Zora area, so either swim back out of fish or just save and quit or mirror out and flute from here.
The PRD did not go back in for the Hera basement, did he?
Did not. No fire source.
Oh, right.
The other place to land might be actually hard required.
It's one of those things you take for granted if you're over an hour into the seed. You just assume they can do stuff like that. TJ is going to check the purple chest, and he's going to flute there, so there's going to be no Hera distractions.
Yeah. Might get back around to K45 and Stumpy on the way out of this area. Or not. Yeah, it turns out being distracted by a crystal dungeon and a hammer is probably a good thing. So.
And he gets one of the most useless big keys in the game, unless there's an item in the big chest.
And here's that trip through.
Hoping he does Stumpy before K45. It looks like he's not going to. So he's going to have a fighter sword Molodorm.
This is bad sequencing. Definitely tough to check Stumpy first for exactly this reason.
We're getting a pod area check from PRD. I don't think we've been to this part of the map yet, so.
Green.
The Dark World.
There's a few big keys that only lock the big chest.
Let's see what entrance key withheld from us today. It's Ganon's Tower.
That's a real good find, usually.
One of the few times it is actually worth the cover charge to get in.
Except that you very often have to come back here multiple times. There's a first pod small.
Check the torch, and that's about all we can do here without the hammer. Or he has the hammer. He can keep
hammer
going.
and the hook shot. He's going to be here for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Going all the way through to Ice Armors. We'll see how, and with 3 GT big, small keys, most of this is even in logic. So, be a great time for some bombos action.
Turtle Rock Big.
And here's that fighter sword Molborm fight.
Which TJ does a nice job of. Would have been quicker with hammer, but that was still a nice fight.
Yeah. So this check for prdwong is out of logic, but nobody cares because there's a totally unnecessary door in this dungeon that is that nobody ever opens. So unless you are extremely ambitious, you can't even screw this part up. And TJ now gets.
Don't forget Stumpy. Wonder how mad he's gonna be. He sees this, but at least he remembered to do it.
Yep. Less mad than I hope. I was hoping for
There have been 2 pod smalls, I think, in PT so far.
It had to be somewhere. Right. There are. These are a ton of checks. So, Berna, Mirror Shield, Myers, Ether.
TJ just going to go right back and finish Swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. He knows it's the red crystal. That'll be both red crystals for him.
And chat. Right. Both. Busy thinking about how GT logic locks various things. And how soon we have to care about stuff. The fact that both the third shield and the Cane of Berna were in the same spot is kind of cute. But of course, the runners will just do Laser Bridge when they get access to it. But we have not yet seen Laser Bridge entrance, and we haven't seen Cane of Samaria, so the Laser Bridge exit might be somewhere terrible and or actually accessible. We might actually have to go through Portal Rock like a non-entrance rando runner. Check the Ice Palace main entrance while we're in the area. The worst.
Oh no, TJ, what are you doing? Just kidding. And now he's going to dive her down.
The worst tavern location imaginable. Ice Palace main entrance. Alright, let's check out this bomb diver down setup. Fail number 1.
Now on the second try. This is the harder of the 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I looked away from PRD's screen just in time to miss what the item was in Spike Cave.
Based on his tracker, it doesn't look like it was anything important.
But that's one of the more obnoxious checks to get off the to-do list. So.
Yep. This swamp has been pretty empty so far.
Yeah,
This is a red crystal, though.
Baiting both runners into going in here.
There's the desert big. And now desert is also, I believe, fully clearable. The back is.
It is, but it is not logically.
Oh, no fire source. Never mind.
Sorry, no fire source. I should just have that on repeat, because every time you say something is doable, I have to say, no, we have no fire source.
This game does not want you to have fire.
And we don't have this one. Which is... because key logic assumes you're dumb and or clever, depending. You could steal that key and then use it on right side desert. Ooh, there's another sword. Good news for TJ before doing the Argus fight. Spider Sword Argus is kind of miserable.
Another hour.
On the other hand, we now have both desert keys. So, rug.
Yes, sorry, I had to mute myself for a second. My son was talking to me, but I am back now.
Everybody say hello to Milla's son in chat.
Vinny Milla.
Purity will get to save a few seconds on this fight. Shepherd Sword Argus is a substantial time savings over Master Sword, even without dash threat. And I think with the Pokety dash, we can zero cycle it. And this is about 5. So.
So I'm curious if TJ will go right back and buy the big red bomb after this. I believe both runners did find where the bomb shop was.
Both runners have talked to the bomb shop guy. In fact, how they have their crystal and pendant information. I don't believe it's anywhere very good. But
It's
they
out
have
of the way.
So the next time they're in the area of the bomb shop, I wouldn't be surprised to see that get picked up. Oh, it might be in Village of Outcasts.
I was thinking it was in what do they call it? The shopping mall at like southeastern corner of the map in the Dark World, but it might not be there.
The shopping mall has a expressway to Village of Outcasts today, so. Entirely sure what TJ's up to. His mirror portal's here, so I don't know why he bothered to hop back in the Dark World before doing all of this.
The Warlock, destroyer of everything, is more like it. Computers is just one of his many casualties. There is Mimic Cave, which prdwong did. I'm pretty sure it was. Every time I say it was nothing, it turns out to be like a key they need or something. So I'm not gonna say it was nothing, but. Okay, it was nothing.
Yeah, with red mail already, the health is no longer a thing of any interest at all, except as a scorecard.
This is a very tight race. Like TJ was a couple minutes behind doing Hera. Now PRD is about 2 minutes behind finishing Swamp. Keeps flip-flopping now.
I think PRD is a little bit ahead in total raw checks, but any particular checks can still break the seed wide open. So.
PRD did do all those Ganon's tower checks, which TJ has not yet. But looks like he might be finding it here soon if he heads to pod, so. Bomb shop is Dark World East Death Mountain.
Which is, I think, agrees with what I said when I said it was somewhere terrible.
Yes.
Alright, so this is about the point in the seed where I like to have a look and see which things we might need. The fact that neither runner's done a map check is kind of annoying, but whatever, we'll get over that. So, we probably need Canis Samaria. Like, probable. We definitely need a fire source. And then how are we doing on keys? Not many of the ones of interest. Still need some pod smalls for logic. We might need ice rod for Trinix. He's doing pretty good on stuff.
Yeah, just need to find.
Oh yes, and Thieves Time Big Key.
If Thieves Town is a crystal.
Oh, and there's our fire source. You can go do Desert Pack now. TJ finally making the dip into a rock that's been available since forever.
Where was this blind hideout? I didn't see him enter.
Well, we can use the magic of reciprocity.
Oh, hammer pegs.
I believe both of them have a fair number of maps. They're just too cool to check them out. So.
Yep. I was just thinking, we haven't seen a single map check this entire race.
That's not unusual.
Meanwhile, I'm the runner that map checks every time I find a map. Like, oh, what is it?
I think in Crosskeys, the usual behavior is for people to check their map if and only if it would affect what they're going to do. And I don't think either runner is quite at that point yet. On the other hand, TJ's busy opening Turtle Rock main entrance, which is meaning he's down to not that many entrances left.
There's a map check. It's like Skullwoods and TR were both crystals, if I saw it correctly.
I agree. That means we definitely need Ice Rod, both rods, and a Canis Maria. Womp womp on Betsy.
On the Gina. And he wants you to go digging.
Might be a required check.
It might.
Be a dumb way for mitts to be required, but entirely possible. Here's that big bomb check. So the seed was absolutely shouting earlier that it was probably something in the pyramid. Let's see. It is.
I'm going to say, as a prediction, one of the rods.
JD, I believe prdwong is 2-2, or TJ is 2-2, and you said prdwong was 1-3, Noah?
I didn't say anything because I didn't know PRD's record.
Certainly TJ's 2-2 because it says so on PRD's screen.
They're both 2-2.
Okay. So this is, in principle, still bracket relevant, because X2 will make the playoff. On the other hand, it's one of the... Miller wanted to do this one, so we're doing it. So the highly sophisticated method we use for choosing races is which ones have volunteers signed up for them. So if there's some important race you would like to see restreamed, you should sign up to do commentary or track or something, or so on. So we're always looking for
We
more
got a
volunteers.
hole in the side of the pyramid.
That's excellent.
I wonder which entrance puts you out there. And
Big
nothing.
old no on the pyramid. Correct?
I was really expecting that to lead to something.
Me too. Even though I voted no. But that was definitely not a thing. And PRD gets the bad news that Desert is also, right?
Looks like we're gonna get a pod check potentially. Nope, he's taking the connector, which is actually in the light world. Yeah, just go to pod. You know you wanna.
Alright. PRD finally getting around to checking Dark Cross, now that it's in Logic.
And he also finished Desert, but that newfound lamp, but there was nothing there really. It was a crystal though, or no, it was a pendant. So yeah, it was really worthless. We know what 2 of the pendants are now.
So
The
computer science
answer is
tutor,
yes.
or maybe some other kind of thing. We don't know where his palace is, and the reason you can check that, you can tell that, is because on the tracker it is still listed with its name and not with its boss picture. When the boss entrance is found, the trackers click once, show the black and white boss picture in Crosskeys tournaments. That's an TJ doing left side GT. He's going to find some pod smalls over here. And otherwise, not a ton. I'm kind of impressed with how much stuff these guys haven't found, given how few villages they have left. Time for some awkward dips soon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one you start with. Which one, like, of the places that they can't complete and haven't dipped already? Like, you went back to pod with 3 keys? Not super excited by that play, but probably the best one available, even though pod is kind of hard to get to. Oh, it's better now than they have a mirror. Pod is at the
On the TR bridge.
yeah, it's the spiral cave drop in the light worlds, I believe. So they at least can mirror and drop down. Oh, there's Kane in Turtle Rock. Big chance.
Because why not, right?
Yeah. I think with that, you go straight to the laser bridge. But has PRD done lava chest and chain chops?
I'm not sure.
I don't believe so.
Kind of funny if both rods were on laser bridge.
It would be yes.
It'd probably also be GG's for, but I don't expect that to happen.
And as chat quite rightly points out, PRD actually has the compass, so I can answer my own darn question. PJ misses the block, feels dumb for 10 seconds. Bonk. Man, doing laser bridge with mirror shield feels so good.
Yep, there's the fire rod.
Bonk.
In the book.
All right, let's see where this exit is, so if we can see if we can get back here. Ah, no, we can't. Screw you, game. Sorry, we can leave a mirror port here and go check some stuff. Because this is a connector.
It is. Not a good one, but it is.
Yeah, but he knows. So coming the other way, it's a good connector, and it's not somewhere terrible. And so leaving the portal here and making a couple of quick checks is not, checking, like, I don't know, ether tablet, shovel. Didn't have the shovel yet. Trying to ditch this portal here so you don't have to go all the way through Turtle Rock again while you make a couple of checks is not crazy. Including but not limited to going other ways through Turtle Rock. Oh, because now we have a fire rod and we can go backwards all the way through to the front. I guess that leaves us up our last small. We haven't found the front of Turtle Rock either.
PJ's gathering hard, so he might be walking back out of here.
You can spin speed going out, and so it's actually a lot more viable, or hook speed or whatever. Here.
Another thing that's very satisfying to pull off.
That's not the right spot. It's time for your category. Looks like he is going all the way through to the front, which does actually make the portal ditch play less hopeful, because if the ice rod is here, he has to go find another small. There's the cape for TJ. That's the shovel.
We've only seen one end of Bumper Cave, I believe. The bumper end.
We've seen the bottom, the side that requires the cape.
Yes.
All right, but where can we?
I know that one you can hook shot through, but
where for that to go that's still useful. He's just going to feel bad about leaving this behind. Not because this third sword is particularly important right now, but it's just, again, it's been available for a long time. Maria in Turtle Rock Big Chest and Fire Rod on Laser Bridge is already excitingly terrible. I feel bad. Alright, let's see where Turtle Rock Front is. The Rock Escape Door, another one-way location. That is amongst the more awkward Turtle Rock's layouts that I can imagine.
yeah. Trying to think of how the... like we're going to get a Mothula play from PRD.
With Fire Rod in hand, I expect to see PRD clear out basically all of the Fire Rod lock things in the world. Follow the items you're given. Do this before Meyer, because it's with Fire and Cane, I guess. Because it's definitely a crystal. GT right is a reasonable next thing, and Cape was underneath the shovel and is useless. So. Sorry, we're pretty sure it's useless. Bumper Cave might not be dead, but I'm pretty sure it is.
We've only seen one end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but there's nowhere left for it to go that is interesting. So we've seen TR Bridge, we've seen Floating Island, we've seen Bumper Top, and we've seen Meyer. Then we have a flute. So I'm not sure where Bumper could go. And
that's the end we saw.
And so yeah, I'm pretty sure Cape is dead. Both runners are down to like 10 entrances or something total. It's kind of impressive how close to full clearing they are.
Rod was on Laser Bridge.
Yeah. It's on Laser Bridge, and Kane is at Turtle Rock Big Chest.
Yep.
So. TJ at some point will have to make his way back there.
We are going to get an ether tablet check. The pod's small.
I think PRD is actually on his way to pod. Dash across the bridge and hop down on the left. Might be something else to do on the way. Nope.
Yep, Ice Rod is MIA, Ice Palace is MIA. Anything having to do with ice has not been found.
Let's
TJ finally finds Blind's Hut and Hammer Pegs. It'll give him the chance to full clear desert. Desert was a pendant.
So according to PRD's tracker, he has the rock at Shopping Mall, the Rock Main, Swamp Palace, or sorry, Skullwood's back as the only remaining checks, location checks he hasn't made. And Turtle Rock Main was TJ checked it and it wasn't anything. So
It was a Gino.
yeah, and Agino. Sorry, it was Agina, and Agina wasn't anything of particular interest, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So Ice Palace has to be Skullwood's back because PJ has checked all of Shopping Mall. I'm pretty sure we're down to Ice Palace is definitely at Skullwood's back. Oh, sorry. Or it could be at GT. No, we've been kicked out of GT. We even have that check, which we never have. Right. Agina was shovel for tape.
So TJ is going to go ahead and do desert, which we unfortunately know is a big time waste.
Yes, but he might do pod while he's here. This is actually good routing. All things considered.
Oh, and he just found out that desert was a pendant, so...
Yeah, no longer exciting. It's a long way to go for one check.
TJ has one less key than PRD entered here with, so he's probably not going to be able to get as much done. I imagine they're both going to go for the boss.
Yeah, TJ also, both of them chose to open the front door, which I think is correct, but...
TJ's going to go straight to the boss.
Without the cane, TJ has to do the statue pull, losing another 10 seconds, or not even 4 seconds.
Yeah, let's say like 6. It's annoying though.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, I mean,
just enough of an inconvenience to...
little things adding up, causing TJ to fall farther behind. Turns out if you follow somebody else around, and they have better stuff than you, they do it faster.
True, but I do think that this will come down to wherever the ice rod is.
And potentially the Thieves Town big key. There are other sort
Something
of
that's kind of been sitting in my head is that neither of them checked the Hera basement while they were there.
Yep.
That location's been known to troll from time to time, so...
At the time, none of them would check the Hera basement. Now both of them fully equipped with fire. I think neither are going to be excited to go back there. It's not a great spot. It's 8:45.
Oh, I know. And you gotta wait through all the tiles, and that is gotta be one of the last places they do.
Yeah. Especially with things like GT Right, fully in logic with 6 items in it. Which one of these things are you more excited to do?
And we might be getting the back of Skull Woods check from PRD.
I'm pretty sure this literally has to be Ice Palace. Yeah. Are you remembering which drop goes where? It's good remembering. Because this is the Skullwoods layout where you don't get to come out again. Zeruvian, that's not even true. We've been kicked out of GT.
Oh, surprising, it's Ice Palace. This does still have the potential to be the third pendant, though.
It does. Notwithstanding that, it also has the possibility to have the ice rotted. So, again, it kind of feels like one of our two remaining.
I am starting to think, with the lack of Thieves Town keys, that's probably the third pendant, but never know. This game's been known to pull fast ones on you, so.
Yeah. I mean, remember the game screaming about the pyramid?
Yep.
20 minutes in? Even with keys in hand, PRD chooses to go back and hit the crystal switch. Saves having to memorize a different route through here, but with small key and a big key in hand, you can save a little bit of time not hitting that switch. But you have to memorize a completely different route through the dungeon because fuck you, Ice Palace sucks. And so if you don't know it, that's the correct thing to do.
This palace does suck. Does anyone actually like this place?
I mean, it's in a lot of ways the most interesting layout of a dungeon, except for the part where it's totally broken. There's a castle tower small. The second one. He's chat sassing you, Milla.
I see that.
Making sure. So yeah, Sammy points out that with lamp and 2 castle tower keys, we can now, and powder in hand, we can go beat Aga 1 to do Magic Pat. Is that more or less exciting than doing Hera Basement?
Probably.
GT Big T. Now we can go upstairs in GT for a bunch of items. I think that I would be surprised if prdwong's next 2 plays weren't right side GT and then upstairs GT.
Yep. Validation Ice Rod, perhaps?
There's an item behind Aga 2, at least one item behind Aga 2.
Yes.
So.
The TJ did get his red cane, and he's about to get his fire rod as well. It is Olympic season, so CJ is showing off his archery skills. I say CJ, I meant TJ.
TJ, so baller at laser skips, doing them anyway, even though he has a mirror shield. Gonna find out where this exit is and be sad.
Swamp? Swamp is one of my favorite dungeons. I like Swamp and Thieves Town. We have not checked Ped, so...
No, I expect PRD wanting to check head in approximately 10 seconds.
Yes. The ice rod could be there. And Ice Palace was the last crystal, so Thieves Town, by process of elimination, is the last pendant.
This cannot be the Thieves Town big key. Just a bug net.
It is the swag net.
Alright, so what does PRD have left? GT right, GT upstairs, including Uncle. And then a bunch of one-offs that are terrible. Downstairs, Para, clearing out Meyer, which is actually like 3 or 4 checks at this point. The Turtle Rock main entrance for the shovel for the cape is still on PRD's mind. But I think that this GT play is sort of very clearly the right answer.
Yes. So he's about a full Ice Palace ahead of TJ right now, but again, that Ice Rod could change everything depending where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, PRD had basically hit Ice Rod Hunt well before, I guess, one Ice Palace before TJ has. And so gets to sort of cash in lottery tickets, start scratching off, scratch and win tickets before.
TJ is actually going to make the GT play. It looks like instead of he doesn't know where Ice Palace is yet. I mean, he's got to have a good idea where it's at, but
I think he knows where it is if he sits and looks at his map for a bit. No, he doesn't. It could be. No, he does. The only entrance he hasn't checked, other than Skullwood's back, is Turtle Rock escape door, which can't be Ice Palace.
he's got a gold sword on right side GT. Having some great discussion about dungeons in the chat.
I like Thieves Town.
Thieves Town and Swamp are my favorites.
And actually, I quite like GT. It's, I guess, it doesn't really count as a dungeon in a lot of cases, but
It's a dungeon.
I enjoyed the use of Cane of Burna on the double fire room on the fire bar room on the right hand side that nobody really knows how to do. But we have to go back through here to check big chest.
Small Cute Skull Woods.
Looks like PRD hasn't yet done tile room. Wanted to put it off, but like all good Crosskeys runners, he's willing to do it now.
His turn's not bad, I suppose.
So
Ice Rod on Vidi, that is a possibility. Ice Rod could be on Sahasrahla too.
Yeah. Ice Rod on Sahasrahla has good like emotional impact because you finish Mario and you're like, oh, this is a terrible play. I guess I'll turn in my green pendant and hope. And then like, yay! Fuck, the wrong answer. Let me, we just checked pedestal. It's a bug net. You're not going back to that.
I mean, unless you really like the net. So TJ is going to nope out of GT. Looks like he's heading to Skullwoods. He's going to find Ice Palace. PRD is doing the climb, so.
So I've done comms on, I don't know, half a dozen, maybe 10 races so far this tournament, and haven't seen a single aggro fire race yet. So runners are due.
And maybe you're the good luck charm that prevents it.
Certainly, there's been other absolutely terrible luck, but at least they haven't had to fight aggro. And of course, having said that, then now they're going to have to do acrobatic back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the magic bat was at lumberjack, right?
Yep.
And the uncle is in the pyramid.
Yep. Yeah, so they're going to go all the way through to Agatu here, assuming that. Assuming that the ice rod doesn't turn up sooner. TJ's going to get the semi-bad news about the TT Big Key subway somewhere here in Ice Palace. Good recovery from prdwong on the Lambo fight there. Missed the first silver arrow, managed to reline up on the same Lambo. I can never do, but.
Looks like TJ is going to do what you said PRD should have done. He's going to go straight to the back with keys in hand.
Doesn't save a whole ton of time, but it is a little bit. So it's correct. You get to deal with the bottom of Ice Palace being in the wrong switch state, which your brain is just not used to. All right, Milla. Nori's asking if we should run another prediction, and I always like final completion rate for the winner. Out of 216, set an over-under number for the prediction.
Over-under, let's go with 169.
Oh, jeez. You're far too generous for these runners. Give me how much stuff there. Actually, good 2 hours, maybe. And
it was a validation ice rod.
Get your predictions in fast. Once Nori gets that typed in. Well, we're still for the winner, yeah. Well, PRD's off to go beat Trinix, having to do some of the dungeon again. For shame.
It's a small price to pay. And there's the GT
like
Big
that.
Key in
205.
Iced Tea. So yeah, the beginning of this race saw them pretty much flip-flopping the lead and then doing what the other person just did. I feel like once PRD went into Turtle Rock and got the cane and the fire rod, it was kind of game on from there for him. Because he was able to full clear a bunch of dungeons earlier than TJ was.
I'm sad that the prediction machine doesn't allow the 2 predictions to be named over and under, but oh well. Yeah, I think PRD has just been consistently a little bit more efficient throughout the race. TJ took a couple of unfortunate overworld deaths. Took a death in the Old Man Rescue Cave or got lost without any items, which is easy enough to do, but like a couple of minutes. That sort of thing. He's not a whole ton behind.
Just like one dungeon.
Yeah, well...
But now he's going to have to climb GT while
yeah.
PRD is going to go straight to Ganon.
Yeah, and speaking of inefficient routing, came back to do right side GT, which I think was a totally reasonable play by TJ. If I think he should have done Ice Palace first, he didn't even know where it was. has to run all the way through here again, which is another 20 seconds or whatever. Yes is over, by the way, everybody that's predicting.
This is potentially going to be a sub 2. It's going to be very close for PRD.
I don't think quite, but it's going to be real close.
Yeah.
Which is... with Gold Sword Silvers, it might be less than a minute, but I'd be surprised. I think prdwong got a little bit not happy with the Gold Sword there, but I think that was way less than 1 cycle.
Oh, careful.
prdwong not trying to get cute and set up doubles and triples, just workman like Ganon fight.
Yep. Get your GGs in chat for prdwong. He did not quite get the sub 2, but it's going to be a sub 201.
That's like a 75-second Ganon fight, including the fanfare. GG prdwong, and we will see if he's willing to come talk to us.
Okay, Force Room asks if you have time for another one.
TJ using his mirror shield to save a couple of frames on that fire shooter shot. I like it.
Yep.
So what do you think overall? Miller?
The seed?
Was it, yeah. So is this like a bad excellent, or?
It was not. It was kind of all over the place. There wasn't really a clear path, but like I said, I think PRD pulled ahead when he went into Turtle Rock first and got Cane and Fire Rod.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly cemented his lead. I think that in some sense he was likely to do that first, just because I think he's been ahead on raw checks for a long time, and so odds on he was going to be winning when it eventually became clear who was winning. But it takes a long time for that to be clear in Crosskeys. That looks like TJ's going to play it out at least a bit. I'm not in the race time room because we got here late. Let's ask Nori if we are getting any through. And we are. Welcome, prdwong. Congratulations.
GG's.
What'd you think?
I got really lucky with that Turtle Rock small key.
Third. Oh, I totally forgot that you needed to find another Turtle Rock small key after you went to the front.
Yeah, I stood outside the door, and just as I opened it, I was like, wait! And then I was like, when did I last save? And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, well, TJ has actually just gotten the ice rod, but doesn't have... didn't find the third key, but didn't go to the front, so...
I also missed this the first time through, but in the pre-Mode Arm 2 test was the thief sound big.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been rude if that was the answer.
If ice was a pendant, and then those two items were there.
Moon Pearl at, what was it, like 2 minutes? Exciting way to start the seed.
Yeah, I kept trying to find a nice way to the Dark World so that I could chain everything together using the mirror, but I couldn't really find a good way there.
Yeah, you had the one terrible way to Village of Outcasts, that you found quite early from Fluke 5, and then just never didn't want to make the walk all the way over there to get the mirror checks lined up, I guess.
Right.
It's fair enough. The Turtle Rock layout, by the way, with the front and the back both being inaccessible, is also an impolite way for the seed to lay out. But you did get all of the good mobility stuff early, right? Moonpearl mirror, boots, hook, even a bow. So in some ways, the seed was quite friendly. On the other hand, you did literally last location Ice Palace, I believe.
No, I mean, I had other entrances open to me.
Do you?
Yeah, like I didn't check the dark shopping mall entrance under the rock.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know if I had access to Turtle Rock entrance.
Right.
So there was other stuff.
There was
I
other
didn't
stuff
even check to see if Ice Palace was a crystal or not at that point.
Your opponent has checked both of those locations, so we knew that was where Ice Palace was, but I guess both of you guys had left behind just enough entrances here and there to not have 100% information at the time.
Yeah, I felt like I had a bunch of single chest entrances left, so I thought it was probably not going to be a waste of time to check these entrances.
Yeah, I think you're right. Adina was at Turtle Rock Main for the shovel for the cake, which would have been a nice way to lose some time. Any good questions, Noah?
No, I was just watching TJ finish up Trinex. AFG in chat says he doesn't think TJ knows he's beat yet, so that's probably why he is continuing. But he does have just a Ganon fight to go now, so it's going to be about a 6-7 minute victory.
Yeah, which is
a pretty close race all throughout.
Yeah, you guys did many of the same things, and I think PRD just did everything. I think you won this game largely on execution, actually, rather than big routing choices. So that you're 2-2 or 3-2 now, PRD1?
Yeah, I think so.
You're still live. 3 more weeks.
I guess. I mean, I'm not expecting to make it all the way there.
You're alive until they say you're not, right?
Don't. I mean, I think a lot of the runners are staying in the tournament, whether or not they're alive for bracket, just because it's a good excuse to play a fun mode. Are you a big Crosskeys fan, or is this just?
No, not that big. I like playing it for fun, and that's kind of how I'm treating this tournament. But yeah,
you're not a Crosskeys shark or anything.
No.
TJ sets up a nice triple to finish the Ganon fight. That was nicely done. Good timing on the things. Oh, Chad asked like an hour and a half ago what your sprite was. Pretty well. What is?
I have no idea. I choose random sprite. So somebody else figure it out, please.
You're not helpful.
Your GG's in chat for TJ. I did notice your bunny sprite was like that green frog looking thing from the meme. You got bunny beamed somewhere. Was it like Thieves Town or Skullwoods?
Were the mitts bait after all that, by the way? I lost track of if they actually led to anything.
Didn't Purple Chest have something?
Right, okay, there's the one thing that the mitts led to. Oh, speaking of things that were bait, we ran a prediction in chat at like 20 minutes in if the pyramid crack would be something useful, because you guys got all the things to do both those dungeons super early, and then it was what, a heart piece?
A heart piece.
But both of you were like, oh, this dude has been shouting at me to do this pyramid crack for the last hour. Let's go do that.
Yep.
And on the other hand, your hammer was just sitting on Stumpy, and neither of you got that for 90 minutes or something, which is impressive. And a final collection rate of 188. an hour and a half, or in 2 hours, that is.
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Let's see if TJ is joining us. Like, yes. Welcome, TJ.
Hello.
5-minute loss, which is a close race for Crosskeys. Congratulations. I guess GG's.
7, but who's counting?
7. The timer on
Actually,
our
got 6 by my count, but
Huge
we'll split the difference.
206.51. I count that as 7 minutes.
what do you think of the seat?
I liked it. I was really comfortable throughout and surprised that I didn't make it.
Yeah. So you and PRD kind of traded the lead back and forth early. You guys kept doing what the other person just did. PRD then pulled slightly ahead, and then they ended up going to Turtle Rock first to get their cane and fire rod.
So what did it? All right.
What did you think of the cane and fire rod locations?
Not unexpected. A little agitating waiting for the rod that long, but you know, like we kept getting yeah, like Turtle Rock was pretty accessible. And like the rest of it wasn't. And usually when that happens, I'm like, okay, there's something on Laser Bridge. Just matter of finding that red cane. And when I got that Turtle Rock big key, I thought, maybe I should go there right away, but I was otherwise occupied at the time, so I put it off.
Yeah, there was just too much other stuff to do. But it definitely felt bad to go in and find out, oh, it's just been sitting here available this whole time.
Yeah, especially considering that both of you guys used that connector multiple times from the big chest entrance to Laser Eyes.
Yeah.
It was finally the thing to do, and you guys had better stuff to do. Like, why couldn't that keep way earlier? The other thing, which we were actually just talking with your opponent about before you finished up, was that hammer location, which you guys both managed to leave behind forever.
Well, it's kind of tough to get there when your access to the Dark World is pretty restricted at the time. You know, if you jump down that way, you're pretty much committed to that area, and you're stuck there. And if you find nothing else, the other half is completely cut off.
Yep. There was, I think, good reasons for you guys not to head to Stumpy earlier.
Yeah.
But it's nonetheless less super early logically.
Not the first time I've seen the hammer there.
Kind of funny.
Another popular thing in chat was the location of Ice Palace as the seed drug on, and we weren't finding it. Was that an absolute last location for you, or did you have a couple other things?
I was thinking it might be a pendant and be a Ganon's Tower.
We came out of Ganon's Tower like 3 times.
Wait, what am I thinking? Of course, we exited Ganon's Tower a bunch of times. What the hell was I going on about? Yeah, I guess that was the last location for me then. Only because it kind of forced me there, you know.
It was almost a last location for your opponent as well. He had like 1 or 2 other.
Yeah, I did the bomb as soon as I was able.
Yeah.
The scream was.
Yeah.
The seed was screaming at you with 2 early red crystals to do that, and then it didn't pay off.
Yeah. Oh well.
If it makes you feel better, I think 58% of chat coins thought that you should do the red crystal immediately too. So, or the red bomb. So.
Well, I did it as soon as I finished. Wait, I forgot how soon I did it after I finished Swamp.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
Basically, the next time it was plausible.
It was it was on the agenda, and I went through a bunch of stuff on my way there.
Yeah,
I think I did pod first, and then desert, and then I did it.
Swamp gave me both desert keys, so I just did desert, and I was like, well, it takes me to the bomb shop, so let's do it.
Yeah. Although those desert keys didn't really do anything.
No, and neither did you guys. I think got your first pod key at like 1 hour and 6 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was unbelievable that I found pod without any keys. I'm like, this is crazy. That's why I didn't bother sticking in there. I just finished the dungeon. I'm like, I'm out. Peace. Later. Ain't nothing else here. There's no keys.
Yeah, like logically speaking, an awful lot of those checks are not going to be anything. Especially considering you haven't even found the 4th GT key, which locked at least one of those pod keys that you do have.
I think the 4th GT small key was on Cold Stare, I want to say.
There's iced tea, and that was the big key.
There was somewhere, like, it was in Ice Palace. No, the GT big key was in Ice Palace. I forget what the 4th, But like, we got a lot of Ganon's Tower keys, like, mad early. And as soon as I got that big key, I'm like, oh, it's time to go up and get my ice rod.
Yep.
I found the 4th one and I almost went to GT without the big key, and I was like, let's put it off.
One of the ways that TJ lost 20 seconds or so was you got baited into going to GT to do the right side without the big key, and then did Ice Palace, then had to walk all the way back to the terrible GT location.
It's worse.
So, yeah. It was that sort of those sort of minor decisions, minor, 10 seconds here, 15 seconds there, that added up to 7 minutes.
Yep.
We managed to complete the seed with 8 less things than your opponent. All right. Thank you both for the race. And Nori, do you want to advertise some stuff so that we can get on out of here?
Yep. GG's, prdwong, and TjMaelstrom, and good luck in your upcoming matches.
Well, I'm mathematically eliminated from the tournament now, so I'll keep playing, but I won't make brackets.
Yeah, but it's still for fun and practice.
Yeah.
It's always fun to watch. I love watching Crosskeys.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna stick through it, but now part of Resolve is gone though, so
I get that.
And therefore you're gonna win all the rest of them because you're just you're relaxed.
I just can't win when it counts, it hurts. Oh well.
And thank you very much, Excalibur and Mila, for doing commentary, and also shout-outs to Emimas and iCare for doing tracking today. Much appreciated, especially since this was kind of put together last minute. So we have some Link's Awakening DX any percent matches going on today. I believe we have some Wind Waker matches going on later. And possibly, I believe, another Crosskeys match tonight, depending on restreamer availability. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I am going to send you over to ZSR2, where we have an LADX no out of bounds, no wrong warp tournament match going on. That's always fun. In the shorter tournaments, or shorter time-wise tournaments we do. And that's it. So thanks everyone for joining us, and hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.
Have a good day, everyone.
It's been your guest.